Hi, it's Nurse Kelly, and this is my daughter Emily. Emily is going to be a second grader at Highland Elementary School, and she's going to be reading you a story.
The story is called The True Story of the Three Little Pigs. Everybody knows the story of the three little pigs, or at least they think they do. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story, because nobody knows my side of the story. I'm the wolf, Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diet. It's not my fault. Wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. That's just the way we are. That's just the way. That's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks they would probably think you're big and bad too. But like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. This is the real story. And right here, this is a chalkboard, and it says how it was. So, A sneeze, B plus B sugar. So that's his nose sneezing. That's kind of gross. Then the cup of sugar. Way back in Once Upon a Time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold. I ran out of sugar. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now this neighbor was a pig, and he wasn't too bright either. He had built his whole house out of straw. You can believe it. Can you believe it? I mean, who in his right mind would build a house out of straw? So, of course, the minute I knocked on the door, it fell right in. I didn't want to just walk into someone else's house. So I called, little pig, are you in? No answer. I was just about to go home without the cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. That's when my nose started to itch. I felt a sneeze coming on. Well, I huffed and I snuffed, and I sneezed a great sneeze. And you know what? That whole darn straw house fell down, and right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig dead as a doornail. He had been home the whole time. It seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying there in the straw. So I ate it up. Think of it. A big cheeseburger just lying there. I still want to eat it. No, it would be gross. I was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have my cup of sugar. So I went to the next neighbor's house. This neighbor was the first little pig brother. He was a little smarter, but not much. He had built his house out of sticks. I rang the doorbell on the stick house. Nobody answered. I called Mr. Pig. Mr. Pig, are you in? He yelled back. Go away, Wolf. You can't come in. I'm shaving the hair on my chinny chin chin. I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on. I huffed and I snuffed and I tried to cover my mouth, but I sneezed a great sneeze. And you're not going to believe it. But this guy's house fell down just like his brother's. When the dust cleared, there was the second little pig, dead as a doornail. Wolf's corner. And so, you're not probably gonna guess what happened next in the next page. Unless you do know. Now you know food will spoil if you just leave it out in the open. So I did the only thing there was to do. I had dinner again. Think of it as a second helping. I was getting awfully full. But my cold was feeling a little better. But cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday. So I went to the next neighbor's house. This guy was the second little pig's brother. He must have been the brains of the family. He had built his house out of bricks. I knocked on the brick house. No answer. I called Mr. Pig. Mr. Pig, are you in? And you know what that rude little poker answered. Get out of here, Wolf. Don't bother me again. Talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar, and he wouldn't give me even one little cup for my dear sweet old granny's birthday cake. What a pig. I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake, when I felt my cold coming on. I huffed and I snuffed and I sneezed once again. Then the third little pig yelled, "And your old granny can sit on a pin." That's the pig. It's pretty mean, huh? Now, I'm usually a pretty calm fellow, but when somebody talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. When the cops drove by, of course, I was trying to break down this guy's house. Trying to break down this pig's door. And the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing and making a real scene. The Daily Pig, Bad Wolf. The rest, as they say, is history. The news reports found out about the two pigs I had for dinner. He figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting. So they jazzed up the story with all of that. Huff and puff and blow your house down. And they made me the big bad wolf. That's it. The real story. I was framed. Now I think this is the page what you might like over here. But maybe you could loan me a cup of sugar? Well, that's the wolf in jail. And this says pig pen. So that's what they would use, like, just maybe like scoop up stuff from like where pigs live. Because it's called pig pen because it's so messy. The end. Which house did you like better? The hay, the sticks, or the bricks house? Bye.